Hey guys, God bless. Huge red alert here for you. We have the man of sin coming out basically in full view at this point. And I feel obligated to report this to you. I want to thank two YouTube users, one by the name of They Tell Too Many Lies, and Dabu7. Want to thank both of them. Headline: Church is essential for faith. There is no free agents, Pope says. I'm going to take the time to just really go through this whole article for you guys. Vatican City. Christians are not made in a laboratory, but in a community called the Church, Pope Francis said. At his weekly general audience Wednesday, Pope Francis continued his series of audience talks about the Church, telling an estimated 33,000 people that there is no such thing as quote-unquote do-it-yourself Christians or quote-unquote free agents when it comes to faith. I could stop right there, but let's read this together and get as angry together that I am right now. Every Christian, he said, can trace his or her faith back to parents, grandparents, teachers, or friends. Yeah. None of my family was ever Catholic, sir. Never believed in your office, sir. Quote, I always remember the nun who taught me catechism. I know she's in heaven because she was a holy woman, unquote, he said. In the Old Testament, the Pope said, God called Abraham and began to form a people that would become a blessing for the world. Quote, with great patience, and God has a lot of it, he prepared the people of the ancient covenant, and in Jesus Christ constituted them as a sign and instrument of the union of humanity with God and unity with one another, unquote. Pope Francis described as, quote-unquote, dangerous the temptation to believe that one can have... I hope you guys are really getting this. Every single Christian that has a YouTube channel should do a video on this, ring the alarm, blow the trumpet. This man is it. The temptation to believe the temptation to believe that one can have, quote, a personal, direct, immediate relationship with Jesus Christ without communion with and the mediation of the Church, unquote. Let me read that again. Pope Francis described as, quote-unquote, dangerous the temptation to believe that one can have, quote, a personal, direct, immediate relationship with Jesus Christ without communion with and the mediation of the Church. That is blasphemy. That is absolute blasphemy. Obviously, he said, it is not always easy to walk the path of faith with other people. Quote, sometimes it's tiring. It can happen that a brother or sister creates problems for us or scandalizes us. But the Lord entrusted his message of salvation to human beings, to us, to witness, he said. Yeah, so Francis is saying if you're witnessing anything but the Roman Catholic way, that his church is the only way to witness the Holy Spirit and Jesus Christ, then you're not really witnessing the true faith. Do you understand? Do you get this, guys? Quote, "It is through our brothers and sisters with their gifts and their limits," unquote, the Pope said, quote, "that he comes to us and makes himself known. This is what belonging to the church means. Remember, being Christian means belonging to the church. If your first name is Christian, your last name is member of the church." Unquote. At the end of his talk, the Pope asked people to join him in praying that they would never, quote, "give into the temptation of thinking you can do without others, without the church, that you can save yourself, or thinking you can be a laboratory Christian." Or laboratory Christian? Okay. I said that wrong. It's not laboratory. Maybe I'm just seeing what I want to see in this article. A laboratory Christian. So in other words, you can't win it by your works. Well, that's true, Mr. Francis. That's true. You can't work for your salvation. But guess what? What you're telling us is that we have to be a part of your church to be a part of the church. And isn't that a work of its own, sir? So I'm part of the Catholic Church. Great. Give me a break, guys. Laboratory. Unbelievable. Christians, he said, are not manufactured in isolation, but belong to a long line of believers who handed on the faith and challenged one another to live it fully. The audience was the last the Pope was scheduled to hold before beginning a reduced summer schedule. Guys, if you can read something like this and it doesn't fire you up, then you don't have the Holy Spirit. This is beyond blasphemy. And I know in the past that there have been popes that believe this. I think the majority of them have believed it. But you have not seen a pope in recent times that has been this bold to say it, to just come right out and say it. If you're not a Catholic, you're not a Christian. A free agent. Look at this. Do-it-yourself Christian. Do-it-yourself Christians, or free agents, according to him. Again, I want to thank They Tell Too Many Lies and Dabu7 for ringing the alarm on this one. Wake up, guys. Wake up. God bless.